Welcome back to another episode of Battle Chasers. Turns out there wasn't actually much I had to do in town. I got limited money, so let's just go forward. Use the northern gate key. Okay. There's one thing I've noticed, that when you log off and log back in again, the position of your characters always seems to revert back to, well, this. So it doesn't really matter. We're going into mysterious lands. The background is not as nice and friendly as it was before. Poison all around. You're done. Quite a tough little battle, but I need to look into the item stuff, what in terms we can do with crafting and stuff. The ruins just up the road here. They look military. This must be one of the Iron Outpost's old way stations, which means the outpost is nearby. Should we search it? Doesn't seem like the highest priority. Let's search it. Abandoned way station. Hello, mate. Foreigners, I see. Oh, yeah. Attack the girl first. How gentlemanly of you. Tell her to crush her. Tough guy. Still hitting the lady. Overcharge ability up quite nicely. Let's so do these use up? Find out. I'm gonna use powering up. Oh man. About to unleash the killing blow. I'm gonna get our asses kicked.
Yay!
Should have done that in the first place. didn't do anything like I thought it was going to do. So how do you... I don't know how you use the... I did use a little bit of my charge attack, but I thought it would be far more. Wow, he was a tough guy. Got some decent experience from it though. The people on this island are strangely cryptic. He was here looking for something. If we don't find Monica and Nolan soon, we're gonna get dragged into it. That does seem likely. Yeah, it does. Let's find them. That's... I can't use skills outside of battle. We don't have any healing potions left. Okay. Our best bet is to get a level up. We are struggling here, guys. I don't know why Garrison has less HP than the other two characters. This little girl has more life than this big Unkian warrior, but what do I know? I wouldn't call it easy, Caliberto. No, it's gonna take a while for us to level up. We need some healing stuff. Ooh, fishing. Fishing is a fun, relaxing activity. It can also bring its own special rewards. Make sure you have a good rod and lure equipped from the fishing section of your compendium. Walk up to the edge of the water and cast your line. Once you have a fish on your hook, pull the rod in the opposite direction the fish is swimming in order to reel it in. Be careful not to pull in the wrong direction or your line may break. Come on, big guy. A spear minnow. Though common and caught in the thousands, the scale of this fish flow across its body without error, perfectly designed in a unique pattern to each individual fish. Sea turtle, a peaceful turtle common around the island. We've killed this poor, peaceful animal. Scooter, a scrapped early test prototype to create sea-based infiltration mechs. I want to try and get this big one. Many tentacled shell. Only the bravest fishermen dare to look inside this monstrosity's shell. Cthulhu. Come on, big guy. Bubbles, the frightening vast abyss below the surface of the ocean, caused this young shark to seek shallower water where you were waiting to catch her. I should do. You all don't want to watch me fish all day. Moss covered artifact shard. This piece of metal, very strange. It's an artifact shard. It being here is a bad sign. Didn't Grimbeard say something about an artifact at the Iron Outpost? Yes, this really does get worse and worse. The bandit nearby, is he looking for this? Was he looking for this, more like? Probably, but it's useless outside of a collection now. I hope. Let's get back on the road. I wonder if I can sell some stuff to get a bit of cash to just buy a few, what's this? A door. The gate grins at you wryly, appearing to wink with its smoky eye. Is that thing looking at us? With only one eye? There's no obvious way to open it, like some sort of riddle. Whatever the case, we can't open it now. We'll have to come back. Mysterious. El Grumpo Garrison. Let's go back to town and see if I can buy some healing stuff just to make things a little bit easier. Bretto's healing stuff is fine, but it takes a turn to do it, so... possibly this place? Ooh. What should we sell? We've got quite a lot of common parts, but how much is healing items? Jesus, you can only buy one.
Yes? Yes? What'll it be?
Let's rest up. Golly, she is asleep. Quiet or you'll wake her. Right, okay then, let her sleep another hour. We'll train at first lights, then head out. You push her too hard. Excuse me? She is a child, not a soldier. She needs rest. How many kids do you know that can shrug off a cannon blast? I know you think the gloves protect her, and maybe they will, once she's mastered them. Until then, she's putting herself and us in danger. I sense escalating hostility in your tone. You saw how she was hunted, even before we arrived here. You want to protect her? You can't. Neither can I. The best I can do is teach her what I know, what Aramis knew. I understand. Her training is important, but 1 hour. Yeah, grumpy Garrison. I'm a cool guy, okay? Right, slams are back. We'll end up... That's alright. Plus we don't have the boxer guy to deal with. Is that boxing glove better for Gully? So I'm guessing we're going up there. I wonder what the skull faces mean. Can't remember what they mean. Might be more than one enemy. Like you get past one wave and then you have to fight another wave, I think. I don't know. Spiders. Look at massive gloves. Run. I don't think a spider's gonna understand the notion. Level up. Here we are. Our first dungeon. Low in ruins, the former scale of this mighty fortress is evident. Nature has begun reclaiming the old stone, and the smell of moss weaves with the salted breeze swirling around the entrance. Now crawling with bandits, it's time to figure out what power is drawing looters and criminals to the ancient site. So we can pick which difficulty you want to do the dungeon. You can come back and do it later on once you've leveled up. In our case, I think we'd have a really hard time on anything above the normal setting, at least at this point in time, so we'll just go average. It's a nice little background, isn't it? I do love the art style. I'm probably going to mispronounce Joe Madeira's name, but I've liked his art stuff since the early days. I can remember getting the X-Men comics back in the late 90s. He was doing it, I think, mid to late 90s, and as a teenager copying his work and just like copying the comic books and stuff. Always liked that kind of chunky anime style that he's always done.
This is the Iron Outpost.
It's well lit for an abandoned outpost.
Our approach hasn't been subtle. We should be prepared for resistance inside.
When are we not prepared?
No choice, we're cutting you down. Let's get rid of the bat first, it's probably going to be faster. Yeah. Kablamo. The passage appears to be from an old textbook. When the Dark One fell, the Veil knew peace for a short while. Few felt any reason to revisit after Verus was defeated, for nothing of value was known to exist anywhere on the island. That all changed abruptly when the Manor Wells were discovered. King Vassalor, still young in his years, realized the importance of the discovery and quickly sent an detachment of his best troops to the island. Their mission was to begin the construction of a coastal outpost that would serve as Vansalor's main stake of claim to the new frontier. The work was slow at first as local wildlife, some fed by mana, harassed workers and caused delays. Once the first and most basic walls were complete, the outpost soon became operational. Lore stuff, we all like lore stuff. An enemy. Where are you going, enemy? Where are you going? So many directions to go. Motivated. Always with the poison. That's the stuff. That's what I'm talking about. I get all my life back and it's like one hit and I'm back down to not comfortable life amount. Just want to make sure we got our guys healed up. A little bit sloppy. That's what happens. Coast Iron Ring of Blades. You're our fence guy. Definitely not petals. Not petals. Definitely not petals. Fruit didn't work with a skull either, but didn't try others with it. Whatever that means. You find a small alchemy station. Someone was using it recently as there are ingredients scattered about. What do you do? Day 3. The new assistant is quite irritating. I've been sending him on collection tasks just to keep from hearing his obnoxious singing. Seriously, who sings to themselves that much when they're working? I doubt he has the faculties for real alchemy. Day 5. Good news, the new assistant is gone. Bad news, the concoction didn't work. I tried using a humerus combined with a petal. Unsure about the mix. I gave it to my assistant and he promptly fell over dead. At least his singing has stopped. Day 6. Exhausted. Tried almost everything, but I think I've got the base working fine. I have enough for 2 batches, but hopefully I'll only need 1. I'm going to try using a femur from the local wildlife combined with a fruit. I'm guessing that will work. Here goes hopefully something. The rest of the journal is seared and unreadable. This appears to be an alchemy workstation designed to make something very specific. You notice an incomplete ingredient list that requires both the plant and bone part. There are scorched flower petals scattered on the table. Judging by the ingredient list, you need a specific bone and plant part before you can make anything. A pile of bones lay precariously on the ground. Among them are a femur, a humerus, and a skull. These look like they've been treated with something that makes them only useful for alchemy. Do you wish to remove them? Crazy. Okay, so we don't have the plant yet. A handwritten journal entry is scrawled... Oh, I've already read this one, haven't I? Drink from the Shrine of Experience? Sure. An exotic plant blooms elegantly among the bubble, unlike any other you had seen. It looks like you could take an assortment of petals, leaves, and fruit from it. Do you wish to remove them? Yes. Yes, I do. Other grunts have been talking up the general since his return, yammering on about how he's different. I haven't seen him myself yet, but they don't know what I do, what real wars do to a man, given time. We've seen some action here, but it's always been safe by comparison. The Iron Outpost has gotten so built up over the years that even if someone did breach the outer walls, they'd get lost inside. Hell, it never seems the same twice to me, and I've been here for a decade. Maybe it's just madness settling in. Still, I can't blame Xavier for being different, if he is. Not after what he's likely been through. Regardless, I don't plan to find out personally. I'll keep my distance. Carlos. So, we should be able to make this potion now. I'm not entirely sure. Let's just reread these things. Tried a femur with everything and no results. Humerus did not work with any fruit or leaves. So the femur is definitely not the bone we want to use. Humerus is not going to work with fruit or leaves, but it might work with petals. Definitely not petals, not petals, definitely not petals. Fruit didn't work with the skull either. Didn't try this with it, so definitely not petals, which means it's definitely got to be the skull. Let's just make sure. Humerus with a pet bow. He's dead, so we don't want that. Hold on, one more read. Then he tried the femur. No, so what we're going to use is, I think, skull. Carefully you lower the bone into the mixture. Nothing happens for several seconds. Suddenly the mixture bubbles and changes from orange to black. Rumbles and lets out a belch. It stops bubbling and turns blue. It sort of smells like soup now. So it's definitely not pebbles. And the thing with... let's go with the leaf. You take out the plant part out and cautiously approach the mixture. With delicate precision you lay it on top of the mixture. Nothing appears to happen. The plant falls apart. The plant part falls into the bottom of the mixture and dissolves and changes its colour several times. You take the potion, drink it, and... it tastes delicious! Yeah, I am a master alchemist. Bandit gunslinger. Shoulda run. Sloppy. Let's see what that potion was that I actually made. This concoction is glowing a pleasant green. You're not sure what it will do if used. Oh, it's not helpful. It tastes delicious. Not sure what it did though. It didn't kill us. So that's one thing. Right, let me teleport anywhere. So can we just make more of these things then? No. Can't pick up any more bones. We're done here. Part 3. I finally ran into General Xavier myself today. After all the chatter about his change since returning from the front, I was convinced it was blown out of proportion. Now, I'm not sure it was taken seriously enough. He returned in new armor. I hesitate to call it armor because it felt like something more than that. The way it shone, even in the dim torchlight of the outpost's lower halls, was unnatural. I'd say it made my head hurt in some way, but that was probably the hangover. Probably. Carlos. General Xavier. What have you gotten yourself into? You found a dungeon map. How can I access a dungeon map? Ah. Okay, so we still got quite a ways. 40% discovered. That's where we are. What we'll do is we'll go there and then go back to that one and then we'll move on up to the top bit. So this has already been a 35 minutes episode and I want to try to keep it to that kind of length. So we're going to leave it here. I don't know if I've done much in this episode, but it's still been 35 minutes, so there you go. Time flies when you're having fun. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode where we will continue the dungeon and hopefully get to the end of it and maybe find out a little bit more about what's going on. So until then, take care and I'll see you next time.